Okay, welcome back to The Gen Shift. I am Julie, the founder of the VocalPod, and this is the Vocal Podcast. And today, guys, listen, we have an incredible guest on our show, and she is so enigmatic. I can't tell you, super talented, a great writer and storyteller, and a phenomenal singer, and also she's an instrumentalist. So she's literally all those things in a bag, like a bag of candy. She's amazing. I want to welcome Lisa Goldin to our show today. We're going to explore a little bit about her background, her story, which is incredible, of her journey from the UK through Joburg to Dubai, and what an interesting story it is. And I'm going to tell you this now. You're not going to be disappointed, because we also have something special at the end. I hope you're well. Please feel free to remember to subscribe. I don't normally say this, guys. You know what I'm like. I just chat away. But please subscribe, and also feel free to share this show. We need to get these numbers up. It's so important. We're bringing original artists together in such a beautiful space, and it's about their voices and their stories that really do matter. So, as I said, I'm Julie. Welcome to The Gen Shift, and our guest, Lisa Goldin. Hey, girl.
Thanks so much for having me.
Finally, right?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm telling you, it's been a while, because I know I contacted you and we were kind of having a conversation. Let's get you on the show, because you have something special in the bag at the moment. You've got an album.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so first up, just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
Okay.
And just let us know what your journey was. What has inspired you to come to Dubai? What was it?
So I was born in Johannesburg, and then I basically went to further my education in the UK, and then I lived there for quite some time, and then I landed up going to Ibiza, Malaysia, and I was on like kind of a 6-night-a-week performances, and landed up in Abu Dhabi, and I absolutely loved it out here, and I was like, I want to stay. So a good friend of mine, Pasha, who was coming to watch me, she's an incredible violinist, she told me about the Fridge. Now I had an audition with them, and they then signed me as an exclusive artist. Awesome. And so I went back for a holiday and came back, and then I just absolutely loved it. Then I went back to South Africa, had a record label sign me up. That was for 3 or so years, and then I just couldn't wait to get back. So I came back out here, but then I also did like a little bit of a stint in China and Korea, and then came back, and I was just like, so I've been here since 2019.
Wow,
so,
that's the year I came over as well.
Yeah, so I've dipped in and out, but pretty much here.
Yeah.
For
amazing. Because I know, obviously, like I said, I go back over the fact that we've been kind of talking behind the scenes prior to you coming on the show, and you've sent me some incredible stuff. Like, your music is phenomenal. It's sort of got this kind of eclectic pop kind of vibe, and I'm really feeling the tracks that you've shared with me so far on the album.
Amazing.
And there's one particular one that actually stands out for me. I think I just explained that to you behind the scenes, and it's called Falling, and there's quite a synergy with that particular song between myself and a student that I sort of taught here in Dubai.
Amazing.
So can you tell me a little bit more about that song, and what was it that, you know, kind of inspired you to?
It's pretty much about it's a lot of the theme around the album is about being chosen or accepted, or choosing myself, or knowing when to let go. So that song is very much about being at the mercy of loving someone and them not loving you back the same way. And so basically I'm falling at your knees, like it's almost like you're desperate and begging in that way, but it's not to that point. It's just that it's just like oh, I wish that you'd really had fallen for me and would fall with me, fall into me, fall with me, fall in love with me, or any of those kinds. It's all about acceptance, really. It's just all about like, I'm giving you everything and I'm not really getting much back.
Wow, that can be so interpreted across all sort of realms, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it very special.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I do. I think the album at the moment, for me, it really stands out. So guys, I really need you to check out the album, and please, can you introduce your album to the audience?
So it's called Something I Used to Wear, and it's all about the things that I used to put on myself that I no longer dress myself in or wear, or so stripping it all back.
You know what, it's such an interesting title for an album. Something I Used to Wear. It's kind of like stepping out of that skin into new.
It is. Well, I mean, basically, I was engaged to a guy, and it wasn't very it was very toxic.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty much. And I was very messed up afterwards, and I sold the engagement ring, and one day I was just like, I really tried hard to write something about it, to kind of, so it's also therapy for me when I write. So I tried to write about it and I couldn't find anything. And then one day I just packed up laughing, and it was like, it's something I used to wear. It meant forever. Now I don't care. And it's all about the engagement ring and taking that off. And you put so much on a ring, and so there's so much weight in it. And so I really just I let it go.
Do you know what? I have to say, salute to you for being so open and transparent about that. 'Cause sometimes it's not really easy to.
He emailed me. He did email me and said, "Is that song about me?" And I was just
oh, right. Well, there you go.
I was like, "Yep, you know it is."
There we have it. So basically, obviously coming here today and sharing that with us is absolutely, awesome. And I'm really, really appreciative of you taking the time to come.
Thank you for having me.
I know, but one of the things I also want to explore is, okay, so you're from Johannesburg and you've come to Dubai and you've kind of like really set the scene, because I've been kind of watching what you do on Insta, and it's polarizing. It's like incredible to see such a strong woman, commanding the stage.
Thank you.
And these are the things that are so important, especially when we're all kind of trying to, get gigs, and we're all trying to find our rhythm in the way we perform out there.
And that's signature.
Exactly. So what is it that sets you apart from so many artists at the moment that are kind of doing similar things? What would you say that stands
I think the most important thing is not to compare.
Right.
It's hard not to compare, because I mean, you're all there, but the one thing I learned from a very early age is to share the stage, and that everybody has a spotlight. It doesn't matter whether you're the stage crew, or whether you're the rigger, or you're the keyboard player, or whether you're the backing singer, or whether you're the front. You're all part of that magic. You all bring that together, and when you understand that, and when you understand that everybody has a place to shine, then I think that's when the magic happens. It's just that real respect. And I've had many instances where I've had to be a part of like people upstaging you and that kind of stuff, and so I've really I've had it tough.
I've
had it really tough, like from teachers from like a young age, from like literally saying, well, no, she's not the one, and then literally me getting accepted into the Southern Transvaal Choir.
I was going to say,
and she was so surprised. She was like, "Her? What do you mean her?" I've had a lot of adversity in my life, and I think the thing that, well, I am me, so everyone, each to their own. But I would say that the most important thing about me is that I've had so many knockbacks, but I still get up, and I still am motivated. And it's tough because, like, the moment, like, I'm really like with a lot of things in the music industry that I'm finding really frustrating, and they're big things, and other artists, other big names like, you know, Snoop and Cardi are all facing the same thing. They're all doing these things, and it's all about what we were talking about earlier, DSPs and royalties and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm really passionate about, because I really believe that if you're the creator, you should get the most cut, you know, or all of it.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with that. I think that's something that has been, you know, in the kind of creative headlines for decades. Myself, who wrote top lines as well. If you don't know what a top line is, where we write for artists who are already sort of established. We are the ghost writers, but it's kind of like you feel as though you're not that level of appreciation and, you know, respect is certainly missing when it comes to the payments. And I've lent my voice to many, you know, house tracks and
beautiful
drum and bass tracks and all that kind of stuff, and have been at the mercy of waiting for a royalty payment, but not knowing that the signing off wasn't going to go towards me, it was going to go towards them. So that's a whole topic that can definitely be explored, and I would like to re-invite you to the show, to actually have, you know, a group of individuals, not just, you know, women, men and women who have actually been through that particular thing.
It's one of the reasons why I got so fed up with chasing a royalty from 2017.
Right.
Okay, so it's been ongoing for a very long time, and for all my works, and it's a lot of money, and they just don't seem to find the seriousness in it anyway. But I built my own Goldin shop. I built my own website. I have zero idea about anything. The poor developer, I chewed his poor little brain off at like silly hours of the morning, at like 4 o'clock in the morning. But what about this one thing, and can you change the color, like, you know? But
you have to. It's
but I mean, it was so important to get it right, and I think it's okay. So let me know, fans.
I love the site, and it's so inviting. And what really stands out when I do go to visit your site is it's just the peace. It's so peaceful.
Really?
Wow. No, because obviously the colour scheme that you've chose, which is like these dusky pinks, it kind of like makes you feel like safe.
Oh,
does that make sense? Like
great.
Safe in
that's good.
The narrative, safe in the story, safe in, that's what I get from it.
That's gorgeous.
So guys, I you know, I highly strongly recommend you go and check out Lisa Goldin, because it's just and then you need to go and check out sorry, I know I'm going on but the music is so encapsulating. It's really, really good. It's true.
Thank you.
And it's very much received in the way that we listen to pop music and commercial music, you know, in that light, and it definitely works for us. So I got a little bit of backstory about this whole so basically my next guys, can you believe this? Let me just take a break 1 minute. Okay, right, I'm going to come out, sign out, because I need to say this. Right, if you are a Gen Zer, okay, this is for my Gen Zs, I'm coming for you. Like, I'm really coming for you. If you are a Gen Zer and you are really struggling in finding yourself and trying to build your confidence when it comes to non-digital communication, meaning like let's get together face to face, and you are interested in being part of a new pilot show / project, do let me know, and please send me a message. You can do that via the TikTok platform, or you can go straight into Instagram. If you go to @TheVocalPod, you can just send me a DM there, or better still, just go to the site and just send me a message, and the subject title, I'll put it on the screen, it's called You Deserve to Be Heard. Okay, so if you're interested in open dialogue, communication without the metal. You know what I'm talking about, guys, because I'm surrounded by Gen Zers. Emmanuel, you're one, ain't you? You Gen Zer, you need to come on this program. You'll learn a few tips. I know I'm always picking on Emmanuel, aren't I? But I have to. He's supposed to be my sidekick, but he's not. He's at the desk. But anyway, if that rings true to you and you definitely want to kind of open up the dialogue and have a conversation, do let me know. Go to www.thevocalpod.org and just click on the contact us and then write in the subject, you deserve to be heard. All right, thank you. Okay, so right, my next question is the future. What does it look like for you? Are you thinking, okay, Dubai, this is it? Or are you thinking, I'm just going to probably see where this album takes me? Because
I always, I mean, I've moved around so much. So I've lived in 12 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, from performance. And so I always say wherever the music takes me.
Oh.
But I do have a golden visa here, so that is like a long-term thing. I mean, I have 3 homes. I have here, I have UK, and I have South Africa. So,
right.
But the world's your oyster.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't. Who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what's exciting is that you've now stepped into the new skin.
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what I'd love my music to go into is to film and adverts and, that side of the life. Syncing, because that's where, it's really funny because I had like a whole bunch of reviews that came out, and one chap really tapped on it. He was just like, this is musical theatre pop, and I was like, yes, this is what I do. And it's like, it's still catchy and still hooky or whatever, but it's still, that's how I write. I love the movies
and the vocals as well. I just want to tap into that. Like, your vocals are so they're ridiculously commercial. Like, in a beautiful way. They're so, the nuances in your voice are so crisp and clean, and the diction is just like ridiculous. Guys, I mean, like I say, it definitely screams sinking. It does.
Come on,
it does.
Somebody find me.
I kind of get some elements of Black Mirror energy.
Okay, cool. Yeah. There's some dark stuff in there. Yeah, so
you got a couple of songs in there that definitely kind of point to that. It gives a lot of musical theatre, because it spells that, but that might, well, you never know. You may have to like put it out there, and well, you have, obviously. What am I like? She's got an album, guys. And let it
but it is really about finding the right hand, so you're not wrong about that. So
of course, and you need every platform.
It's a different side of the business completely, and it's even tougher. So that's my next real big baby that I want to concentrate on, because I love film, and I love
so you're connecting those dots and making and that's proper niche. What you're doing is quite niche. It's you're not falling into the conundrum of
I mean, a lot of the songs that hit radio and made it on radio really surprised me, and I was just like, see how it goes, submit. And then I was really surprised that some of it actually, because I mean, the record label that I was signed to, they didn't want me to sing any or have any of my own songs. They wanted me to sing everybody else's music, and
we could go into that.
And
now.
So and these 8 songs that I put as outer singles from the album have all gone to radio, and they were all the songs that were in that little Dropbox folder that said, give me a chance.
Exactly. The irony. How much this particular part of the world, this region, obviously in the past has relied heavily on cover songs, in order to get work, to get gigs. It's all riding on, you got to do the covers.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining about covers. I think they're great, but I also feel that then you're kind of missing out on the real talent, the raw talent. Being able to kind of like reintroduce new sounds. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely would love to headline. It's very tough also to get into that because they kind of are working with the same people that they've worked with for a long time, and like when you're releasing song by song, people just think it's song by song, and then they don't see the album. And then when you have an album, then they're like, oh, okay. But it's like, well, it's not just one album; it's 3 albums, and 2 EPs that came with this. So there's loads of music there, and I'd love to share that. I did headline for Nouvelle Vague at Dubai Opera House, which was sensational.
Oh wow!
I was so nervous. My gosh, I was so nervous. Just me and a big grand piano on the stage. I was like, what? It was crazy, but I loved it. It was fun, and that was 2019, just before everything. I hadn't even released 3 days, and I played 3 days on as my final song for that.
So just going back about your journey coming to Dubai, so you came in as an artist. You came to Dubai to work as an artist.
Absolutely. I mean, I've only moved around because I'm an artist.
Of course.
So
no, and I don't want
travel.
I don't want you to think, Julie, hello.
No, absolutely not. It's just, my music just takes me wherever it takes me.
Amazing.
So, it is beautiful. I really love it.
You're very blessed in that way. Because,
absolutely.
Many of us, myself included, we've had to kind of move vocations in order to then kind of do a sideline into the music industry.
Okay, that's tough.
But it's not about me. At the end of the day, I think this is really special, that you have really kind of honed into your art and you've made it a centerpiece within Dubai.
And it's changing here a lot. There are now more kind of singer-songwriter stuff. I mean, when I was in the UK, oh god, I loved that, because obviously I played at the Bedford in Balham, and what was the other place I played at?
You played Guildfest as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did Guildfest. That was amazing. The Regal Rooms, which was part of the Bedford by Tony Moore. The Kashmir Club back in the day, where I met Rick Astley, that one time wonder. Woo! Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up.
Exactly.
Sorry guys, just on mad one again.
But and I love the songwriting scene, because literally you would start with 2 songs, and then you would just next time be called back for a little bit longer, and eventually you would do a 45-minute set of just your own music, and that's how it starts or whatever. The only thing is that time I think the recession had hit in 2008, so I then bumped over to Ibiza, and then I got the travel bug, and I started traveling and singing. So, but I mean, I mean, it would be cool if we had more places here that had live music for originals.
Well, watch this space. Watch this space. Okay. I think the Fridge has obviously opened up the opportunity for people.
They've been doing that since I did one in 2012 with them.
Oh wow.
And I
think
back when.
The reason why I do the Vocal Podcast and the Gen Shift is to allow artists to kind of share their original works, because it's great to have people on who can sing really well and interpret covers in their own way, but the idea is what is your story, what is your voice, where does it come from? And I want to kind of get them to look at the introspective elements of that, as opposed to not saying you're leaning on a cover, but covers have been done. And they come from a place. And
also EMAA, EMAA have now established licensing.
That's right. I think it's EMAS.
EMAS. Sorry, yes. You're right.
Yeah, they do. They do, especially with syncing.
Yes. It's Pop Arabia, EMAS, and then there's another one which I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, but there's 3 of them, and basically they've got licensing, they've got the sync, they've got the royalties for live performance royalties and that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, so that's exciting because
it very much is.
It's great to have that. And I did my TV thingy last year, and there was payment for that, so that's fantastic because it's great to have that credit.
Absolutely,
an acknowledgement for our works, which is so important.
I totally agree, and I think I'm assuming you're signed up with PRS.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
they're fighting the good fight for me, so I hope
they've done it for so many years now. They do it for all because, like myself, who has done several tours, I kind of, not saying that the royalties are not always great, but they're always going to be fighting your corner, regardless, and you'll just get.
I've had fights with them too, but
I can see that.
Sometimes
I can see that, Lisa.
Of course, because they gave up. They gave up because basically the South African CMO just it's impossible to get the right information from them, and they weren't giving the right information. So it's really, really tough. Like, it's not funny, and there's so many artists out there that are experiencing exactly the same thing I am. So,
I think we've got another show for that. I think that's the debate.
But that makes me super passionate about like the creativity side and the rights side, and it's really important for younger artists to understand how important all of that is, to make sure that you signed up to all these associations, get all your CMOs in place. It takes a long time to do all that administration. It's not fun. But just get it done.
The metadata is not fun, guys.
No.
But once it's in, it's in. So you can never feel like you haven't got the support. It's there, and if you want any advice and guidance on that, you can feel free to go to thevocalpod.org and just send me a message if you require further information, because we do have programs that literally help you and support you in copyright law and royalty payments. All right, Lisa, I just want to absolutely say a massive thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
But before you sing us out, would you mind sharing with the audience your handles for your social media accounts and where people can go and find your album?
Sure, yeah. It's Goldin Lisa, so it's GOLDIN LISA, and if you go to my website, you'll find my Goldin shop, which has got the album Something I Used to Wear and the new single How Love Can Start. And please pop on to my you'll see there's like a little link to go to my Goldin fans hub, and if you want to ask me anything about the album, say what your favorite song is, or ask what a lyric means, or any of those things, please do. And goldinlisa.com, where it's at.
There, she said it. And please, guys, do go and follow and share. And this is really important because, again, we're supporting original artists here in the UAE. Before I not wanted to, that's just incorrect. Ta-da-dam. Before you go, right, I want to ask you something about the album. I want to ask you, is there a particular song or songs that really, truly have kind of given you the reason to be where you are today? Is there something in that album that's a gem that you can share with us, and why did you write it? Why did you feel it needed to be?
So obviously, Lisa Goldin is my name. It's actually my brother's and sister's surname, my half brother and sister's surname. The record label wanted me to be more English, so I went from Tennison to Goldin. And with that, my sister was always called Goldilocks, and I like to have a stronghold of family around me, and so I adapted Goldilocks into me so that I would carry it with her.
Wow.
Well, carry her with me through my journey. And so obviously the song that I wrote, Just Right, which is Goldilocks' theme, is the final song to complete the album. And it's all about, now that I've, gone through these different experiences in my life of not being accepted, not being chosen, and now chosen to do things which serve me better, and people around me, choosing people around me that are like a real tribe and really beautiful hearts in my life. Everything has got to be just right. So obviously Goldilocks and the Three Bears, just right, and it's got to be just right. So if it's too hot, then it burns too deep, and if it's too cold, it's going to freeze me. But when it's just right, it's going to please me. Like a hot mama with cool swagger, and those are the words. And so basically, that is the
that's the golden nugget, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There we go. You got it. Excellent.
Awesome. Well, you are going to sign us out with one of your songs. Do you want to share with the audience the song that you're going to perform on our show?
Yes, I'm going to perform How Love Can Start, because that's the new leading single for the album. So I hope you enjoy.
Absolutely. And thank you once again, guys. Listen, I will be with you soon on a live TikTok, so you better be there, or be rectangular or something. All right, love ya. Mwah!
Isn't it funny how you remember different things? Isn't it funny how a spark still exists? Isn't it funny how age don't change a thing? Isn't it funny how our nerves are both shaking and no one stole your heart, and I'm still lost at sea? There's so much left unsaid, yet we can't seem to speak. And what if we made this moment last? Put time aside, wiped out our hurts. And what if we made a flame in our hearts? No burnt down scars, instead our love can start. Isn't it funny how stole the boy I knew from school? Isn't it funny how starry-eyed you try to cool, but no one stole your heart, and I'm still lost at sea. There's so much left unsaid, yet we can't seem to speak. And what if we made this moment last? Put time aside, wiped out our past. What if we made a flame in our hearts? No burnt down scars, instead our love can start. Try not give too much away, hold back, look the other way. Take your time to get to know. Try not rush, try to let go, try to let go. No one stole your heart, and I'm still lost at sea. There's so much left unsaid, yet we can't seem to speak. And what if we made this moment last? Put time aside, wiped out our